Hello my dear students, how are you all? I hope you will fine and I welcome you to the science class for class 6, and today we are going to learn the remaining thing of chapter 9, that is the living organisms and their surrounding. So without wasting time, let's get started. But before proceeding to today's class, let's quickly revise what we have learned so far. So we have learned that different animals possess different feature. Okay, just like yes, the giraffe has the feature which enable it to survive in the grassland. The rabbit has the feature to survive in the burrow, and the camel and the cactus has the feature to survive in the desert. Okay, similarly in the fishes, the earthworm and leopard and the lotus and frog, they have the characteristic which enable them to survive in their habitat. Okay, yes. Then we saw the habitat, that place where the living things they live is called their habitat. Okay, yes. Then we compared a pond habitat and a forest habitat. Okay, and we saw the difference between them. Okay, yes. Then we saw habitat and adaptation. Okay, so we saw that the habitat is the place where living organisms live. That place is called the habitat, and the adaptation is a change. Okay, the feature or characteristic which make an animal or a plant better suited to its environment is called adaptation. Okay, so we saw the adaptation in camels. Next we saw the adaptation in cactus plant, how the cactus plant has adapted to survive in the desert condition. Okay, yes. Then we saw the types of habitat depending upon uh, land and water. Okay, they can be terrestrial, that means the land habitat, and aquatic, that is the water habitat. Okay, yes. And we saw their types. Then we saw types of plant on the basis of their habitat, that we saw the hydrophyte, mesophyte and xerophyte. Then we saw the types of animal. Okay, depending upon their habitat, like aquatic, then terrestrial, then amphibious and arboreal. Okay, yes. Then we saw the components of a habitat, that the living component and a non-living component. We saw the living component, that is the plant, animals and decomposers, that is microorganisms. Three components are there. And in non-living we saw the five component, that is the light, air, temperature, soil and rock and water. Okay, yes. So these all components we have already discussed in previous classes. Okay, yes. So we saw this, we have already discussed in detail that how temperature is important component, light is an important component, water and air and sand and rock are important component of a habitat. Okay, yes. Then we have already we have learned the adaptation in different habitat. Okay, like adaptation on land, and then in water in water like ponds, lakes and rivers, how the plants and animals had adapted. Okay, how the plants which are found in water, their roots and stem and leaves are modified. Okay, yes. Then we saw adaptation in some terrestrial habitats, like in desert and in mountain region, grassland, and adaptation in birds we have already discussed. Okay, so today we are going to learn the living things around us. So there are a number of animals and plants. So there are a number of plants, animals and other things which are found around us. Okay, like plants, like animals, like elephant, like cheetah, like fish, like turtle. Okay, all they have shape, size, weight, ability to move, take food, or we can say okay, yes, produce young ones. Okay, of their own kind, and so growth. Okay, yes. Okay, if you take the example of forest, so in forest what we see trees, we see herbs, shrub, climbers, then birds, insects, snake, water, soil, air, a rock, stone, dried leaves and dead animals. So these are things which are found in forest. Okay, similarly the things which are found at our home are like people, like us, then the cockroach, mosquito, chair, table, fridge, gas stove and many things. Okay, so what is the thing which different, what is the thing which is different in these things? Okay, so that thing is the living and non-living. That means we can categorize all these things into two groups, that is one living and other non-living. Okay, non-living. Okay, yes. So just take the example of a living example like plant and non-living like stone. Okay, so plant is a living thing and stone is a non-living thing. Okay, so we just take the comparison. If we take the example of stone, so it cannot move by its own, it cannot feed, it cannot eat something, and it cannot produce. Okay, it cannot grow, it cannot produce of its own type. Okay, whereas the plant can move by itself. That means if we see it, one day it will be this much, after 10 days its size will increase. Okay, so it can move. Okay, yes, it can feed. Yes, it needs water, it needs sunlight to grow. Yes, and it can grow and it can produce its young one. Okay, अपने ही टाइप के दूसरे प्लांट्स भी ये बना सकता है. Okay, yes. So this is the thing. Next is living and non-living things which are common feature. Okay, means what is the common feature in living and non-living things. Okay, so take the example of plant, take the example of and chalk. So what we see in all these three things, we see that they all have some shape, they all have some mass, that is all have some weight. Chalk will have some shape and it has some weight. The elephant has some shape of its body and it has some weight. Plant has some shape and it has some weight. Okay, and all they possess space. Okay, they require some space to grow. Okay, yes, but the structural unit in non-living things like chalk, it is a molecule, and structural unit in living things is a cell. Okay, in living things structural unit is cell, and in non-living things it is molecule. Okay, yes. Now next is living and non-living things differences. Okay, so we cannot exactly define what is living things and what are non-living things. Okay, but we have certain feature which can define living things. Okay, which can differentiate living things from non-living things. Okay, yes, हमारे पास कुछ ऐसे फीचर है लिविंग थिंग्स में जो सिर्फ लिविंग थिंग्स में पाए जाते हैं, जो कि नॉन लिविंग थिंग्स में नहीं पाए जाते हैं. ओके, यस. So like characteristic of living things like cellular organization, then nutrition, then respiration, then growth, then excretion, reproduction, movement, response to stimuli, and life cycle. So all these are the 9 characteristics which are found in living things. Okay, and which differentiate living things from non-living things. Okay, yes. In next class we will discuss these 9 points in detail. Okay, yes. So for today that's all for today. Thank you so much. And you have here some question, try to attempt it, like what are the characteristics of living things. Okay, so we saw the cellular organization, respiration, excretion, growth, movement, life cycle, and all these things. What are the common feature between living and non-living things? Okay, so what is the common feature between living and non-living things? That all they have some shape, all they have some shape, weight, and they occupy space. Okay, yes, so you have to attempt it. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you so much. Keep studying. Bye bye.